Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Anna Morphides with Monday Horse Counseling, and today we're going to continue the series on how to manifest your love, how to manifest love in your life, how to manifest a romantic relationship in your life, because I feel like I have mentioned this before that I do work mostly with, actually I would say I work mostly with feminines that are wanting to create a partnership in their life that is fulfilling and wholesome and loving and caring and compassionate and understanding and safe and secure, soothing, which is things that we are all meant to experience as humans. So I made a video a couple days ago on how to manifest your true love, which is based on my understanding. And I talked in that video about how each and every person that will come into your life in a romantic way, even if it doesn't work out, it's going to be for your benefit, because every time something doesn't work out, it's because of something that is preventing us, whether it is a trauma, like a childhood trauma, a wound, whether it is a wound that we've acquired within our childhood, or sometimes we even acquire them in adolescence, and they give us certain beliefs, right? Core beliefs are what shape the way that we interpret the world. And also they give us false narratives, like a false story of who we are. And then we experience life in that way. And the way that we know how we experience life is it is shown to us by other people. And when we pay attention to our thoughts, then we can actually see that our thoughts are mirroring back to us. Our thoughts are mirrored back to us by the people in our life, and in particular the ones of a romantic nature, because naturally as adults we get drawn to someone that we are wanting to have a romantic connection with organically, because we need that connection. When we're children, we naturally get drawn to our caregivers. When we're adolescents, we naturally get drawn to our peers, and then as adults, we naturally get more drawn to that of a romantic nature, because connection is something that we are meant to experience and have as humans. So every time there is a challenging situation, please don't feel sorry for yourself. Do not go into victim mentality. Allow yourself to cry. Yes, I have been there. I feel like I think the longest I've cried over a masculine was 2 years. I can't even believe it, for 2 years. But this is like eons ago, because I just didn't know any better. I think I may have cried for 2 years straight. But I wasn't understanding that the reason why I was crying is because I didn't believe that I was worth more. I didn't believe that I could find anyone else. It was just him. Only he could make me feel all these things that I was lacking from within to give to myself, just based on the way that I grew up. So because I grew up with an anxious attachment style, there was physical abuse, verbal abuse, and sexual abuse in my childhood, therefore left me completely unsafe. I was never allowed to express my opinions. I always got in trouble for everything. There was never any I love you said to me, or there was no physical touch from my primary caregivers. And it's fine. It's totally okay. I've totally come to peace with it. It's not like they meant anything. They just didn't know any better. Everyone always does the best that they can with the knowledge and information that they have in that particular moment in time. And I grew up in a very small village in Greece, 2,000 people, and there just wasn't much awareness other than that, and that's okay. But it makes sense to me why I was shaped the way that I was as an adult. I didn't believe that I was worth more. My self-view was so negative, and I lived in guilt and shame because it was always my fault. So even if a masculine left me, I would always make it mean that it was my fault. I'm not good enough. I'm not lovable. I talk too much. I have too many feelings. And the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on until I realized what these beliefs about myself were not actually true. It was a false narrative that I acquired in my childhood about myself, and I lived that out day in and day out. So then when I learned it differently in my almost 40-year-old self, my entire world around me did shift and change. It's not quite complete yet because I'm still learning lessons. The latest one that I have been hit with is abandonment, which is reflecting an abandonment wound that I haven't healed yet from my childhood, because I did feel abandoned by my father because he left our small village in Greece to travel to Canada, and he lived overseas for 6 years, and for the first couple of years, he wasn't even able to come visit us. So I completely felt abandoned, because kids do not have the ability to understand that my father has left because he needed to provide for his family, and there wasn't a good way to provide in his family of 5 in the small village in Greece. He needed to come overseas, like a lot of other people did in the 70s and the 80s, to make a better living for his family. Kids interpret such events as if it is their fault. So it's their fault they get abandoned, their fault they cannot express their emotion, their fault they get hit. So you have a really negative self-view about who you are. So the only way to know about that is it's being reflected back to you by your peers in adolescence and or your lovers when you're an adult. So now that we know this, we can use this to our advantage. So instead of calling that, so in my case, like calling that masculine, I actually never really called anyone a jerk or an asshole. It was more like I just felt sorry for myself. So instead of feeling sorry for myself, and or if I didn't feel sorry for myself and I felt more aligned with things such as like, what a jerk, like how could he do this to me? How could he abandon me? How could he leave me? I know that they're not doing it to hurt me on purpose. They don't want to abandon me on purpose. My soul is literally calling in for this. And your soul is literally calling in for the challenge that you're experiencing as well, because 99% of the time, it is an unhealed wound that we have from our childhood, and that person is simply showing it to us. So it is in our favor that this happens to us in the first place. So continue to manifest the love of your life by continuing to uncover your challenges. Awareness is everything. Once you're aware of your patterns and your core beliefs and your false narratives, you can change them. You can create a new narrative with narrative therapy. You can create new core beliefs about yourself with cognitive behavioral therapy. And it's just all a matter of, really, it just comes, even cognitive behavioral therapy and narrative therapy, it's really just affirming to yourself the complete opposite. So this is why affirmations are so positive and so good to use. I walked around the house saying, I am so worthy. I am worthy of love. I am lovable. I am good enough. I deserve everything. It's okay to want it all. I was walking around the house saying that over and over and over and over to myself until I actually believed it, because I used to believe the complete opposite. So do this favor and gift yourself the power of affirmation, whether it is through cognitive behavioral therapy or narrative therapy, to change your core beliefs about yourself and change your narrative so you can create a different story for yourself simply by the new set of thoughts that you have. Because remember, if you can think one way, you can just as easily think the other way. This is the power that you have over your mind. You're the one that listens to your thoughts. So if you can choose to think this way, why not choose to think that way? You choose what you want to think about. And what we think about usually stems subconsciously from the experience that we've had so far in life. So once we're aware of that, we can be conscious of our thoughts, even the subconscious ones, and then we can change them and change the repeating patterns in our life that are not serving, so we can manifest that which we want. Don't ever feel sorry for yourself, please. And if you need to do that, that's okay too. Just talk it out, call a friend. have a few drinks if you need to, whatever it is that gets you out, allows you, like listen to a sad song and cry your eyes out, but don't stay there to be victim. Just allow that to pass through. It's okay. It's all happening for a reason. It's all happening for you. It is always happening for you. And we have resilience. We are so resilient. If I can get through heartbreaks, anybody can get through heartbreaks. Keep up your spirits, keep up your good moods, continue to change your vibration, continue to learn from everything that is challenging. Continue to remember that everything is happening for you, not to you. People don't mean to be a certain way. They are simply planted there to show you what you have not healed about yourself, whether it's a wound, a trauma, a false narrative, or a core belief about yourself that is not serving. And usually core beliefs are really strong embedded in us, and they sound like this: I am unlovable, I am not worthy, I am not good enough, I am damaged, I am out of control. It's those kinds of negative self-views. Those are called core beliefs, and they're easy to knock down once you're aware of them and you consistently do the work to do so. And that is the way that you can continue to manifest a true love, because you're manifesting true love for yourself first and foremost, right? Because when you heal your abandonment wounds and you heal those unhelpful core beliefs about yourself, from I am unlovable to I am lovable, I am good enough, I am worthy, you are healing yourself and you are learning to love yourself. You're manifesting your true love about yourself. So if you're manifesting your true love about yourself, how can that not be matched by somebody else? It is impossible. This is the way the law of attraction works. So manifest true love for yourself first and let it come to you in the outer world. I will end my video right here. Remember, everything is always happening for you. Please do hit that like button and do subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more advice on, well, mostly love and relationships, but there are some other things that, in my channel as well. You can just take a look through. I feel like I have lots of videos now to choose from, and even some that I wasn't even sure I was going to post because I look so tired just from everything that has been happening in my life in the recent past, with my dad being in the hospital, my puppy being in the hospital, and then it was just a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of emotional I don't want to say distress, because I don't feel stress anymore like I used to, but it was just a lot of emotions that I felt for my loved ones that were in the hospital, and, lack of sleep as well, just left me discombobulated. But anyways, I do feel back on track, and I will post these videos anyways, because I'm not going to be ashamed of what I look like when I'm tired, because that is real life. Real life is sometimes my hair will not be brushed, and I will have pajamas on, and maybe sometimes I'll even forget to brush my teeth. I don't know. Hopefully I didn't. I hope I didn't. And yeah, I will see you next time. Thank you.